Canada 2024 is Ashley Callingbull.
Ashley Callingbull has made history to become the first Indigenous woman to win Miss Universe Canada. The 34-year-old from Enoch Cree Nation in Alberta was crowned this past Saturday, and we are just thrilled to have her joining us this morning from Edmonton. Good morning, Ashley. How does it feel to watch that back?
Good morning. It's still so surreal. I feel really good. My heart is so happy that I'm going to Miss Universe. It's crazy.
Well, we're so proud of you, and you've occupied the space of first in a lot of different arenas, and I'm just wondering how that feels. If we go through some of them, first Indigenous person to win Mrs. Universe in 2015, first Indigenous woman to appear in Sports Illustrated as a model in 2022. It's an exciting place to be, but it also is a spot that has a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think representation is everything. It really matters to be seen and heard and to feel like there's a face out there that looks like you that's doing the things that you want to do. Because when I was younger, I didn't really have any role models that were chasing these dreams. So for me to be the first, yes, it's a lot of pressure, but I think it's really important is that I'm not the last, is that I'm opening that door. So now that it's wide open, other people can confidently be in these spaces as well.
I love that. I love that. I hadn't heard it put that way in terms of not the last, and that's for sure. That's what you're doing for so many Indigenous women and women in general right now, just being able to see themselves in you. And when you take a hold of that microphone and you're putting issues facing Canadian Indigenous women at the forefront, how does that feel for you in that moment?
Well, as soon as I was given that opportunity to speak, I thought, what am I going to speak about? What's something that needs to be addressed that all Canadians need to hear and something that affects me personally as an Indigenous woman? So I took that opportunity and I used it to my advantage because, when you're given this title as a role model or like as an ambassador, you have to use your voice because this is bigger than you. It's more than just a title. It's what can you do with it? What type of impact can you create? And for me, I'm speaking for all Indigenous peoples, but I want to represent all Canadians and let them know that, yes, this is the true history of our country, but Indigenous people are still here and we are thriving and we are rising. And, I'm really kind of showing that.
Yeah, I mean, we're hearing your history, but we're also seeing you live your joy. And I think that's such an important story to put out there as well. When we talk about you being at the forefront and championing so many important discussions, progressive discussions, how do you square it off with a beauty pageant? Because a lot has been said about a beauty pageant and how it might kind of be living in the past. How do you put those two together?
Well, like I said, I use it to my advantage. If I have a voice, I'm going to use it. And especially with beauty pageants, they have a platform and a reach. I don't think people realize, like, yes, there's the Stanley Cup, there's sports, but in pageants, this is like their Stanley Cup. Miss Universe is their Stanley Cup. That's how I try to get it in sports terms for people is I feel like I just won the Western Conference Finals. Now I need to go to the Stanley Cup. And the impact that it has, how it resonates and brings so many people together from all around the world. Pageantry has a huge following. It's like a whole different world itself, but it creates such a huge impact. And it's just the way that you use it. Like, yeah, I could just celebrate and go home and call it a day. But for me, I want to put the work in. I want to show that I've earned this title and that I can do so much for Canada and make it bigger than myself.
Yeah, put it in sports terms. That always seems to resonate with
I'm like,
Canadians.
Get that,
Yeah, absolutely. You are such a strong role model for so many. Who do you draw your strength from?
My mother and my grandmother, my cookum and my mom, they have taught me so much about my life and my culture. My culture is what saved my life. My cookum was a medicine woman, so that's what really kept me grounded and kept me humble and also kept me on the right path. Walking the red road has kept me very focused. And, I think because of them, they're the one reason why I have so much strength is, from our Indigenous women. They're the ones who are the matriarchs, and I'm learning so much from my mom. So I want to be able to carry that legacy and be a healer just like them. You don't have to be a medicine woman to be a healer.
Thank you so much, Ashley Callingbull. Thank you. Time not our friend here today, but we're so proud of you. Good luck in Mexico representing Canada. Thank you for being here with us on